guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. You guys may be thinking, oh, you're already in makeup. What are we gonna watch? That's because I wanted to show you guys the beautiful eye look that we are going to be doing in today's tutorial. About 3 weeks ago, I did a comeback video on TikTok and it kind of it blew up a little bit. For me, it blew up. I think it's at like over a couple 100,000 views right now, so it's kind of big, and it was basically me just clapping back at someone saying that makeup isn't for males and that it's only females, and it was a hot old mess. But the eye look that I was wearing in that video was the most requested eye look that I have ever had doing social media. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now so you guys can see it. This is the video, this is the picture that I'm gonna recreate. And you guys love the video, or you guys love the look. So I'm going to recreate that in this video. So if you guys wanna see how I get from So if you guys wanna see how I do this, let's scroll back to when I was doing my eyebrows. And we are back with the brows done. Now it's time to prime the lids and start the eye look. So first up, I am going to take a Morphe M335 brush, a chubby buffer brush, and a little bit of P.Louise on the back of my hand, just to prime the lid. We're gonna only do one eye, and then I'm gonna go off camera at the end of it to do the other eye so we save some time. Okay, eye is primed and ready to be applied to. So I'm gonna go in with the BPerfect Carnaval XL Pro palette for the blues, and then I will go in with a different palette for the green later. So I'm gonna grab Mood that's up at the top, which is a deep dark blue, and I'm gonna pat that on the outer corner. So we're taking the end of the brush just to tap in where I wanted and for the most pigment. Okay, now that I have it on the outer corner, I'm gonna start dragging it in until it's about 3/4 to the inner part of the eye. Okay, now that the base is there and ready to be buffed out, it doesn't have to be as clean because we're gonna use a Q-tip and a little bit of eye makeup remover just to cut the crease to get that beautiful, flawless cut crease look. So next we are gonna go in with Make Waves and Soft Spout. So we're gonna mix those two on a Morphe 456, and we're gonna very lightly go in just to buff the edges. So again, very, very lightly, feather stroke on the outside of what we just placed down. And you notice how I haven't picked up any more product. I'm just working with what I have on the brush. Okay, now that that's softly blended out, we're gonna go in with a big old fluffy brush. This is the Morphe 441, and we're gonna grab Y though, which is a very just like sky blue, and we're gonna very lightly go over everything that we just did. Okay, now that I'm gonna wipe off that brush, same brush with no product, and just really buff that out to what I want. Okay, now that it's buffed out to what I want, we lost a little bit of depth with that first color, so we're gonna go back in with that first brush, a little bit of extra product just to re-deepen everything. Okay, now we're gonna go back in with that fluffy brush. Again, no extra product, just to buff it out. Okay, now we're gonna cut that crease out, and a nice easy trick that I have is a little bit of eye makeup remover. This is the Morphe, a clean Q-tip, and we are just going to wet one side of that Q-tip. This is really nice just because you can pre-cut your crease, and then when you go in to put in your pigment later, it doesn't mix with the colors, which I absolutely love. So I'm just gonna do that. And because I already know my crease, I just go in and do it anyways. If you don't know your crease, the best way to find it is to put a little bit of concealer on your, right by your eyelashes. Look up, look around, look everywhere, and then that will show you how high you should be taking your crease. Because I've done this a million times before, I don't really have to do that, so I'm not gonna do that today, but maybe in another video, if you want a cut crease for beginner video, let me know in the comments. And just like that, the crease is pre-cut and ready for the next step. Okay, next step in this, it's not critical that you do this. I like it just because it gives a little bit of an extra edge. I go in with the Acid Rain collection from P.Louise, and I am going in Limelight. So this is a bright neon green line, like a base to cut the crease. But if you don't have this, you can always use a white concealer or a white base to cut it out, and then pack on a lime green later. I am still going to pack on like a lime yellow green later, just to make it extra pop. But this is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand and cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to go on the back of my hand, and this is a Morphe 421. So this brush is honestly my go-to cut crease brush. It's the brush that I use to cut out my brows. It is one of my favorites, super flat, and it has a beautiful oval tip so you can really get in that crease. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna carve that out, and I'm gonna start by pressing it in along the lines, and then you can swipe after you have the main shape already figured out. Oh, it's so good. Okay, now that the main base is there, and now I'm just gonna go in and fill everything else in. Okay, now that it's cut out, a little trick that I like to do, I like to take my finger right on the edge of the base and the shadows that we've been working with, just to tap it out so the blend is even more seamless later on when we add in, or when we try and buff in everything together, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. Cool. Okay, next up, because we love a little Jemini Collective in this YouTube channel, we are going to take the Psyche palette from Jemini Collective. This is what I used on the first time that I did this, and I'm going to use it again because I love it. And this one is a beautiful, like, rainbow, neon, crazy palette. And I'm going to grab this yellow-green shade, and I'm going to go along what I just did with that lid and really pack it in. Okay, I'm going to go in with a Morphe M522 brush. It's this very dense packing brush, and I'm gonna grab the shade and I'm just going to pack that along what we just did. Okay, now that that's packed and looking snatched, I'm gonna go back in with that brush that we were working with, the dark blues, just to buff the two edges together. Okay, now that this is done, you could honestly just put on a lash finisher base and call it a day, but we don't like basic in this household or on this YouTube channel. So we are going to add one more step, which I really, really love. It's that pop of color on top of the pop of color. So we're gonna go in with the Suva liner in Acid Trip. It's this bright neon orange liner. It's UV activated, and we're gonna go along the crease. I would love to do this on camera, but as most of you guys know, when I do liner, I concentrate and I don't talk and blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna jump ahead with the liner already done. This is a water activated liner. I will say that before I start. So you just mix your brush with a little bit of water first and then into the pot. And then you just apply it like any liner. Very easy to clean up because it's just a Q-tip and water. So I will be back with that all done. Alright, so for today, we got a thin little orange line. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can really see it. So this is the eye all done, except for the lash and liner. That will come a little bit later. Okay, now that we have one eye done, I'm gonna go do the other one off camera, and I'll come back with the whole look completed. And we are back with the lips, lashes, and the whole complexion done. I just walked you guys through the whole eye look, from the base to the cut crease to the colors. I forgot to film an outro for this video, so this is what we have to go with. leave all of the products that I used in the description box below. But I'm so glad that you guys stayed to the end. If you guys are here to the end, if you guys don't already follow me, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, like it, comment on this video, comment what you guys want to see next. Thank you guys so much for joining. I love you. Okay, bye.